Hey Taurus, welcome to September 2018. My name's Colleen. Thank you for watching. Sorry for that super loud sound. I'm just shuffling my cards here so that we can get some messages going for you. So, we had Mercury go direct and also Mars go direct in August. And with all of the retrogrades and the eclipses going on this past summer, it was a time of releasing what was not important, releasing what doesn't matter, and focusing on what is important and understanding what is important and learning lessons and all that fun stuff. And I feel like everything that we were feeling and experiencing, we finally were able to kind of place into words what it is that we really desired for ourselves once Mercury went direct, or even during that Mercury retrograde. It might have made more sense for you then. Okay. And Mars going direct kind of gives us that green light to be like, okay, now that you know what it is that you desire really and completely, it's time to go for it. Here's your green light, But I've been saying to everybody that even though we have this green light to go, and there's a desire for action, it's going to be slow moving at first because we have to gain our footing again, because it's been a while that we've been in reflection mode and going inwards, and now it's time to come out and get to work. Okay, so and Saturn goes direct on September 6th, and my batteries, hopefully it doesn't die. Okay, maybe that's a message for you. You need to recharge your batteries, energetically speaking. So Saturn is going direct September 6th, Pluto goes direct September 30th, and I feel like for everyone, Saturn is bringing up our first test. From everything that we've learned over the summer or the winter, if you're in the southern hemisphere, but over the last couple months, like everything that we've been learning, Saturn is testing us to see if we are fully committed to what it is that we've, become aware of. You know what I mean? Things that we want to shift in our lives, that the realizations that we've had for the shifts that we need to make. Saturn is presenting us with a challenge to actually make the first shift, you know what I mean? So to put our money where our mouth is, which is kind of funny because we have the Four of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Swords. So this kind of is like putting your money where your mouth is. So I feel like I'm picturing somebody who's doing a lot of shopping and isn't telling, a significant other about the money that they've spent, or I'm picturing someone has a lot of money stored away and is keeping it a secret from someone close to them, and acting like they don't have a lot of money, or there's just an energy of finally, so it could be something as silly as that, or it could just be like, okay, I'm realizing that I've been really obsessed about money, and this card comes up so much for you guys. I feel like this card has come up a lot in the last couple months, or over this past year. It has been about your obsession over the bank account, really, or over your finances. what you're trying to protect, you know what I mean? And there's a coming out again and realizing that you know, you want to have a little bit of fun, you know, with your spending again, just making sure that you're not overspending. It's like you go back and forth from being like super focused on saving, and then you flip, and then it's like, okay, it's time to go shopping, or it's time to spend money, spend a lot of money. It's like it's like you go through extremes with the money. It's either extreme saving or it's extreme spending is kind of like what I feel here. So I feel like maybe we're in extreme spending mode right now, but also there's a level of dishonesty that is occurring, or some kind of a manipulation kind of occurring with money. Maybe there's bribing this month. I don't know. It's really odd. I mean, these are really weird words to be using. I don't want to come off as like a negative reading or anything like that, but there is something going on where it's like you're trying to shift the truth about something that you've been trying to protect. Maybe it's not money, but something that you've been keeping a secret for a long time. It's like you're still trying to bend the truth around it. So that's coming up this month. There's something that you've been hiding that is being tested to come out. And I feel like that's what Saturn is really trying to bring to light here. And I feel like it is in regards to love. I feel like there's something in regards to love or in regards to relationships, or how you receive love or receive validation. I feel like there's a distrust in love going on. Where there is something about being fully open with communicating with someone that you love. So I'm going to flip these cards around and see what else comes to light here. So there's an inability to want to work with others. So I feel like there's still so if you're in a relationship, I feel like there's still a separation between you and the other person. Like there's not a complete union being expressed here. There's like a level of mistrust, whether you are consciously realizing it or subconsciously expressing it. But there's this level of, you know, not wanting to work with others, wanting to handle everything on your own. And then it's saying that if you are seeking love, you need complete honesty. And in doing that, you will feel protected. Because when you try to hide things from others, you will never really feel fully protected. You will never really feel fully yourself or safe, like completely safe, because there's always this thing lingering in the back of whether or not they're going to realize this truth. You know what I mean? So there's a truth that needs to be expressed here. And it's saying in order for you to really give of yourself fully and completely in love, you need to be willing to be honest with yourself and honest with the other person, because that there's like a level of respect there. Like if you're not fully honest, like there's no real true respect, you know. So something is going on here where something needs to be communicated. And that's when you'll start to feel safe. And I feel like the finances, if I feel like the finances flip to extremes when something happens in regards to love and trust. Like, this is how you try to self-soothe when something needs to be communicated and you're trying to avoid communicating it. You know what I mean? When you're avoiding something going on within your relationship, this is how you deal with it. You go through the extremes with your money situation. I feel like the money situation is directly connected to to love in your life. This is like a tangible evidence of how you are currently feeling about love. Like, if you're obsessing about saving and you feel like you never have enough money, I feel like that is kind of saying at the same time you're feeling like you're not receiving love. You're not receiving enough love in whatever relationship that you are in. And if you are, spending money like crazy and feel really good about, spending your money, then it feels like the love is being exchanged. You know what I mean? So I would take a look at that. I feel like it's also a distraction from dealing with things in your relationship, but there's definitely a level of not an unwillingness to fully, communicate or work with another in a relationship, and it's all connected to a love relationship. And it's kind of saying when you don't really know where it is that you're going, that's when the money wavers. When you don't know what's going on with your relationship, that's when the money wavers. But it could also be in other areas of your life too. Like whenever you are feeling confused or indecisive, that's when the finances kind of go out of balance. That's like your meter, your love meter in a way, in your life. So let me grab. I feel like Saturn is challenging you to speak your truth. It's like, are you going to keep doing this pattern of overspending or becoming obsessive about, saving? Or are you going to just speak up and handle your relationship? Or I feel like it's a relationship. This could be a friendship. This could be a work relationship. But I'm feeling a romantic relationship. So, but we will see. It's just really anything that is in regards to love, really. And love presents itself in many different forms. So. You'll never fully feel safe until you really speak your truth in relationships. I don't understand why there's this level of not feeling like you can fully trust. But I would try to take a look at your past and see when the trust was lost. It could have been in another relationship that has nothing to do with this one. So I would take a look at that. I know this isn't the best, most positive reading, but this is something that needs to be heard, I feel. I'm hoping that you did a lot of taking out the trash internally last month. So I feel like this is the last thing that needs to be dealt with. It's like this pattern, this behavioral pattern of relying on money or using money as your meter for happiness, or something like that. Okay, fairies. Show me a card, please. Interesting. Birthday. A significant birthday holds the answer to your question. So I'm wondering if maybe something happened, I feel like, in your childhood that made you feel like this is the best way to handle love situations. I would take a look at that, at your childhood. I also feel like this is... Okay, so I heard rebirth day. So this is your opportunity. I mean, with all of these this last eclipse opened up this doorway for everyone, for the opportunity to really walk through and step up their game or level up in maturity, into a new phase in their lives. And I feel like this is an extreme leveling up for you once you own that this is how you handle things, and you break the pattern. So I'm flipping these around again. There's an opportunity to break this pattern and learn to work with other people. You'll find this coming up in the second week, and then again towards the end of the month. This opportunity to learn to work with others together in a partnership. And that is when you are willing to work with others, that's when you'll know that you've kind of gone into this rebirth process. So this is like an extreme shift for you. For a lot of people, it's just it's a shift, but it's not as extreme as it is for you. I feel like this is a pretty big one for you guys, and this is going to be a big one. I would take a look at your childhood and see where you felt like trust is gained, or how you handle how money is handled, where trust was lost, and how that all turns with love, how that all mixes together with love. I would take a look at that, definitely. And there could also be that something about love being expressed through tangible items. The way a birthday is, people give you gifts, people that love you will give you gifts, and it makes you feel a certain type of way or whatever. I feel like there's something also there where it's kind of like, if you love me, you will give me gifts kind of thing. And this is how I know how much you love me, by the value of this tangible item. And this is how I express my love to you, through this tangible item. So I feel like the tangible item needs to be taken out of the picture and needs to be expressed through you. Like, you are the gift. Your love is the gift, not this. This is not the love. This is the love. You know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense for you. Let me know how this resonates for you in the comments below, and how September works out for you. I send you so much love, and I will see you in October. Take care. Bye-bye.